What's up guys, welcome back to the videos. Mike from JDM Icon here, and today we're working on the Skyline. So we did finish most of the bodywork. I didn't bother filming it because it honestly just would have looked like this. We're almost done all the bodywork, but right now I'm going to show you what we have so far, and honestly I think it's coming out really good. So the rear bumper is looking like this. It's not too bad, but I wish you guys can feel this because it's really smooth. There used to be paint chipping everywhere and some scrapes all over the bumper. You can see little like dots and pinholes. These were all like, I had to fill all of this in, sand it all down, and now it's really smooth. There are still these little dime rust spots all around the car here. So what I'm doing is sanding it all down, putting some epoxy primer. You guys can see those little black spots are tiny little rust spots. So what the epoxy primer is going to do is seal it in so it doesn't grow anymore. But the thing is, it's literally all around the car. There's two more here and here, one here, and there's some more on the other side as well. I'm gonna try and paint the car as best as I can. I might paint just above this body line here, but when we go around to the other side, it is just a huge pain in the ass because we have a scratch right along here. I don't even know if I can take this out. Maybe I can sand it down or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it's right below the body line. So I was thinking about keeping everything, all the repairs above this body line, and just kind of blend the paint down. But the thing is, there's all of this scratches here, there's this here. It is just a huge pain in the ass everywhere. And obviously the door handles are metal and they're also starting to bubble there, so I have to paint this. It is a lot of work, guys. And to be completely honest, I don't want to sound like it's like I'm complaining, because I really like working on this car. It's just a bunch of really small tiny things that take up a lot of time. And unfortunately, for now, we're gonna have to do what we can until we can get a paint job for this car. And another thing that I forgot to mention is on the rear quarter panel, there was a little bit of rust here starting, but I was able to sand it all down. Again, I'm gonna put epoxy, trying to get this all smooth and then blend it all in. I can probably blend the paint out here, which shouldn't be too bad. And this other side was also doing the same thing, and it honestly came out pretty good. You can hardly even tell where it was really rusting here. If you guys remember in the last few videos, there was like a big rust spot here and it was like bubbling just worse than the other side. And I think I did a pretty good job. This doesn't have clear yet. For now, this will have to do. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy with how all of this came out. And I didn't even use any Bondo or anything like that. I just filled it in with some high build primer, sanded it down, leveled it out, and honestly it came out pretty good. So once we have all the body work done, I can respray all the small tiny stuff. Obviously the whole bumper will need a respray. And for someone who hasn't gone to school for any body work, and literally I just looked up some YouTube videos and asked my friends who are bodymen and painters for some advice, and they helped me out. I think the car is coming out pretty good. I feel like I can handle this type of stuff at home, but something like the S13 as you saw in the last video, that I can't do because that'll have to be cut out, re-welded. That is something completely out of topic. I don't think I can handle that at home, but something like this tiny little spots, like even this spot right here, I think I can figure something out and blend it out or something like that. I just didn't want to bore you guys with what's going on. This is just a quick little update on the Skyline, and I'm gonna update you guys again in a couple minutes.
A few inches later.
Okay, so it's been a few days since we touched base on the R32, and I didn't really want to film a whole lot on the R32 because it's just mainly body work, sanding, putting putty, making sure the car is straight, spraying it with primer, double checking. It's just a lot of work. But right now we have most of the fender all sanded down. And there was again those dime rust spots, and I grinded it down all the way to bare metal, sprayed some epoxy primer just to like fill it in, and then I sprayed filler primer, made sure it's all super smooth. And I wish you guys can feel this, but it is insane. You don't even feel it like at all. All of these scratches you don't even feel because they're all filled out. I did that also here, and legit all around the freaking car. Even the door handle, if there was like a scratch, I made sure to fill it in, and then like you can't feel any of this. I don't have to really do that on the wing and the trunk since I already kind of sprayed that. But with the rest of the car, I'm gonna be again sanding. I still have to sand this part down, I sanded all of these on top here. Bodywork is honestly not that expensive, but it's really time consuming, which makes it expensive. It's the labor that makes the whole thing really expensive. It is coming along just very slowly, little by little. Hopefully we can have this thing. Anyways, hopefully we can have this car done soon and ready for paint, because I really want to get this car on the road. And before all of you guys cringe and type in the comments that it's a Skyline, it deserves to have like a professional paint job, I know that. And I'm trying to do the best possible work that I can. It's just that probably later on in the future, Josh and I are gonna put our money together and actually get a professional to paint this car. But for now, we want to get it on the road. We're trying to do the best that we can with our budget. We want to work on the car, we want to drive the car, but we also want to actually learn from this car and, you know, do the things ourselves, because I've always kind of been fascinated by painting and bodywork, with how cars can just come out once they're all done. And I know I don't have a spray booth, but I want to do the best that I can. And if I f up, it's a car. Anything that's wrong with the car, especially like paint wise, can be fixed later on. I can get a professional later on once it's in the budget to actually get the whole car properly sprayed and stuff like that. I would love that. But for now, I want to really push myself and see what I can do and just work and learn on this Skyline, because personally I think it's coming out okay, and I think it's going to come out pretty decent. So today is a new day and we're working on the Skyline again. I basically have the whole body sanded and filled out, straightened out. There are some tiny little spots like this on the door, tiny little like rock chips, just like this one here, but I'm gonna get around to that later since that's really small anyways. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna flip around the car and then take out the front bumper, because we have some paint coming off here which I'm gonna have to level out before I actually spray the car. And these huge cracks, since this R32 is a Type M, I want to save like all the original parts. There's also more on the other side. Anyways, I'm gonna flip around the car, take off the front bumper, bring it to the back and try and work on it. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all today, but at least get some things done, so next time I have time to work on the car, I'll basically have all the body work done, and then the next video we might just go ahead and paint it ourselves. Guys, okay, so I thought the hood was mint. Looks like I missed a spot right there. Underneath it's like cracking, and I think there's probably a little bit of surface rust underneath it. I'm gonna have to do the hood now. I guess it doesn't really matter because I did like the rest of the car, but whatever, let's go ahead and remove the front bumper. And look, he decides to show up. Oh, he has to adjust his ramps before he can come up.
I'm gonna fix these so I can get up without fucking up my lip again.
Okay, let's see how well Josh can actually go up the driveway without scraping. Or maybe he'll scrape a little bit. Sometimes he does. But now he's probably low-key like scared because the vlog's going. Oh, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. No, he's good. He's good. He's good. Oh, he's good. He's good, boys. I'm loving the driveway Skyline, Evo, and a couple of JDMZs. So we have the front bumper off of the Skyline, and now the Skyline looks even more a POS right now. There is some minor things I still have to sand just to make everything smooth and perfect. Well, as perfect as I can make it. But we do have the front bumper off. Let me show you guys the actual damage to the front bumper because it's actually pretty bad. Here is the front bumper of the Skyline. And as you can see, this is probably the worst of it. There's a whole chunk here missing. There's cracks everywhere going all the way down here. On the other side, it's not as bad, but there are cracks going all the way up in here. And I marked all the tips of the cracks because I'm gonna have to drill this out. Same with over here. There's also a crack on the side here. It's repairable, but it's just a lot of small things to get the bumper back to a good condition. So how I'm gonna fix this is I'm going to drill out all of the tips of the cracks here just so the crack doesn't end up spreading even further. So after we drill the holes, I'm going to make the crack a little bit bigger with like a Dremel or something, and then put a patch of fiberglass and then put some like fiberglass Bondo or something like that over it just to fill in the crack. And I would have to remake this missing piece here. So it's not hard work, it's just a lot of small meticulous work, which is basically what the Skyline has been throughout the whole build. So let's go ahead and drill some holes and work on this front bumper. So now that we have all the holes drilled in the bumper, so now what we're gonna do is make the actual cracks bigger so the resin from the fiberglass can actually seep through and make a good bond with a plastic bumper. And then after that, we're gonna actually put the fiberglass and then go from the other side and fill in all the cracks here, just so we have that smooth OEM looking finish. So now that we have all the cracks kind of dremeled out, now what we gotta do is scuff up the back here with this really rough kind of like sanding disc to make sure that the resin from the fiberglass can stick onto the bumper. This is an old fiberglass thing that my dad had that he used on his car to fix something. So basically what he told me is to make the mixture in here. This is just an old paint cap that we have from a rattle can. Get the paintbrush, dip it in there, and then put a layer of resin where you want to put the fiberglass, and then cut out a piece of fiberglass to lay it in there, and then put another layer of resin on top and do that to all the cracks and stuff. And basically once it hardens, it will become fiberglass. Honestly, I don't even know the ratio. I'm just gonna open this baddie up and pour. I think that's enough. It smells like Bondo. It's kind of weird. I think it said 18 drops or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, maybe one more. Oh shit, 3 more. Alright, whatever. Oh, it's like maple syrup. Very nice. So I think this should be big enough for the fiberglass piece. Oh yeah, maybe if you're doing this, maybe wear gloves. I'm just raw dogging it right now, but if you actually try this, maybe wear gloves. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. The bumper is all fiberglass for now. This is how it looks so far. I think it came out pretty good over here. Here I'm kind of iffy about. I'm not too sure about what's going on there. So in the next video, we're gonna check out how the bumper comes out, because this video already has taken me over 5 days to film, because bodywork and sanding, especially if you don't have like electric or power tools, takes forever. So in the next video, we're gonna check out how the front bumper comes out. I wanted the next video to be paint already, but I think this is going to take a little bit longer, maybe an extra video. But next time we touch base on the Skyline again, we're gonna see how the fiberglass came out. Hopefully in the next few videos we can go straight into paint, because I want to see this car on the road. I want to get it safetied and roadworthy, and I hope you guys are enjoying the Skyline content. If you are, give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, as it really helps out the channel. But that's all the time we have for today, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.